The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits.
What's happening, Octo family? We're going to dive on into some information I've been actually trying to get out for a long time. It's always been a video I wanted to do, and just realized today, I was like, wait a minute, what stock should I buy if one or the other buys? And I was like, oh yeah, I have that video I've been working on for a long time. Time to do it. Stocks to buy if Trump wins or loses. To Biden. If Biden wins, we're going to start with that. You should buy, or at least consider, adversely remembering if he loses, these might go down. So keep that in mind too. But if Biden wins, take a look at these. How about green leaf stocks? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Schultz Special Purpose Acquisition Corp. How about ticker SAMA? SAMA? W? That's the one I'd go after. The warrants. The warrants on those. I'm not going to go into full detail on some of these because YouTube doesn't like me to talk about them. Next one we're going to talk about is Canopy. What do y'all think? Any other plays in that neighborhood y'all think are worth mentioning? Put them down in the comments. This would be the more speculative play up here, the more risky, higher reward. This is a little bit safer one. The reason I think these will do good is historically Democratic parties are usually more favorable to legalization of drugs. I don't think Biden's running mate has a history that can prove that. In fact, I think it's definitely the opposite. But regardless, most of the time they are more for legalizing, getting people more out of jail, trying to help states get it widely open. So that's why I think that will do a little bit better. How about solar? How about TAN? T-A-N? Anyone in that? It's a solar ETF. So if you don't want to pick out just one company, you can pick out a bunch of things that are involved in the sector. Take a look at what this has done since March. Was it 2250, let's call it? It's about 2-3 extra money. Up to like $79. That is awesome. Just from a chart standpoint alone, this does not look like a place I like investing in. Place one of its all-time highs and hasn't really consolidated a tiny bit, but that's still sketchy. I still could see this getting a little bit of a run. I do think that people already think Biden has it in the bag, so a lot of these could have already been topped out. I would keep that in mind too. How about ALAC Solar? If you want to know more about that, we've got a video right here. Just come down in the description, take a look. This is a new SPAC that is coming out, and the LOI just got released, and this is one that you can still get super cheap. They actually make the panels and install them. They got United States and Asia exposure. They're kind of moated too. I like that play. Take a look at them. How about Brookfield Renewable Partners LP, BEP? It's another one to take a look at. Brookfield, they're really big solar play and wind and some other stuff. Look into them if you want. How about electric vehicle stocks? This is one of the things that Biden's been toting is he's been saying, hey, you vote for me, I'm planning on getting X amount of vehicle charging stations all across the United States. I want to help the green movement. Okay. Electric vehicles are going to fall into that. How about HCAC? The hot dog on wheels. I know y'all actually want this thing. How fun would this be going to the beach with your bros? Huh? What about the car? I can't wait for that car to come out. I think the car is going to be fantastic. I think it's going to do great. And I think the last mile delivery UPS van thing is going to do awesome too. Get it while it's still not cool. That's what I think. How about the player that you make money on all of them on? SBE, ChargePoint. Currently a SPAC, getting ready to split. The largest electronic vehicle charging setup out there. Worldwide exposure, worldwide expansion, tons of business partnerships. ChargePoint, man, it's a white elephant. If you want to invest in one electronic vehicle company, just invest in ChargePoint. That's what I think. How about NGA? Y'all heard of them? I just did a video on them too. NGA, now this is still in speculation mode. This isn't 100% official, but Northern Genesis acquisition, I've done videos on them, and Lion. Check them out, but they're in one of those routers in talks with, not 100%, but most of the time they pan out, but still could not, still might not. regardless, these guys are big on last mile delivery, but they got all sorts of stuff. They got school buses, city buses, they got semi trucks, small semi trucks, but then they also have like garbage trucks and ambulances. Y'all ever been in an ambulance? Sweet sector. How about Workhorse? Y'all heard of Workhorse? Anyone in the comments has never heard of Workhorse? Please put it down in the comments. They might be getting the United States Postal Service contract. This is going to be very interesting how that pans out. If and when this is announced, the United States Postal Service contract, Romeo is a SPAC too. RMG is SPAC. You can still get the warrants on these in commons. These are the guys who actually make the batteries for this baby right here, along with other manufacturers. So this is another way kind of playing multiple electronic vehicle plays in one. Get the people who are making the batteries. Pretty cool. Maybe infrastructure. I don't know if that was a campaigning thing, like he was trying to get some blue collar under his belt. We'll have to see. I think that this could go both ways. You know, what president hasn't talked about infrastructure though, and what president actually has done infrastructure? Not many. Has anything ever actually happened? When are the bridges going to get rebuilt? All that stuff. I don't know. Regardless, here's one to take a look at. Either president, I think it might work. But Martin Marietta Materials, MLM. Take a look at them. All your sand, asphalt stuff to make roads and bridges, these guys got it, and they are massive. Take a look at them. Pretty cool. Tighter lockdown measures. Definitely been touted. That was one of his big campaign things that a lot of people actually want, is tighter lockdown restrictions. What does that mean? What if he comes in and just light switches America for a year? About less retail and more online shopping. So you think retail's hurting now? Just wait if he gets in. We're going to have we already have record-breaking retail numbers. But imagine if he comes in and light switches it like he's talking, if he gets elected. More online shopping. We got to pay attention to that. Baker announces stay-at-home advisory, mask order, and a restaurant curfew. This was just released today. I believe this was in Boston. So a lot of the Democratic mayors and people that are running towns and all that, they are already putting in stuff like this. Why they're doing it, I'll let you figure that out. But regardless, another thing to look up, right? Is this going to be enforced throughout America? Could it be a nationwide thing where it says, forget these states. The states can't say it. We're just going to do a nationwide lockdown and make everyone do this stuff. 100% mask order. If 100% of people have to wear masks, more restaurants got to shut earlier. More restaurants going to go out of business. More people need to buy masks. People still need to wear clothes. Where are they going to get it? How about Revolve Group? Y'all heard of Revolve? Y'all in Revolve? RVLV. This is a, let's call it Instagram play, taking advantage of social media. They're sending out free clothes and accessories to influencers, calling them models, online, and tell them to wear them. And they get endless free clothes, say they do it. It's promotion, it's advertising. And these guys are doing fantastic with it. Look them up, look at their numbers. They're doing great. I think we'll continue to do great, and if not even better. IFMK ticker, iFresh. Y'all heard of them? It's a food delivery plus bought big mask company. So it's also a grocery store play. Grocery store is going to continue to do well. They're also getting big on the food delivery. Their numbers haven't looked too good lately, but they're starting kind of on that uptrend, right? They got into the big mask company. They bought one out, basically took like a majority stakeholder in one. So this is a good way to get some exposure in food, in delivery, contactless shopping, let's call it, and in masks all in one. I thought that was kind of a neat play. This is a graph I like to look at and say, this is kind of where I like to buy businesses. It's already mooned up, right? $2.80. It is just drip, drip, drip. It bottomed out around, let's call it 70, and now it's on a way up. who knows? Maybe December they're actually going to get some good numbers out, because of course it's not going to look good because they just spent a bunch of money buying that mask company. Take a look at that one. Put it on your watch list. How about Nova Bay? Pharmaceuticals? Anyone in Nova Bay? NBY? It's a mask company. Again, the chart. Can you see that line we can draw right across here? 61 cents. Looks like a decent time to buy. A lot of people probably hate this thing right now. That's when probably a decent time to buy. If he gets in, there's going to be more and more masks needed. How about EasyPW? Anybody in this one or know anything about it? X Corp, pawn shop, Easy Pawn. Y'all ever been to an Easy Pawn? You might have. Let me know. Y'all ever robbed an Easy Pawn? Don't put it down in the comments. Just keep it to yourself. I think that these will do pretty well. I think they're going to do pretty well, whoever gets in. But can anyone put down in the comments why I think it might do better with Biden in there? What do you think? How's this chart looking? It's looking like where I want to buy it. See this line down here? $4.43. Looks like it's about bottomed out, if you ask me. Maybe a decent time to buy. These guys have USA, Mexico exposure. Lots of pawn shops in Mexico. Multiple brands. You know, not just easy pawn brands, but you know, pawn shops. They do loans, payday loans. People are gonna be pawning stuff. How about CLSK, Clean Spark? Y'all heard of them? If you haven't, put it down in the comments. I don't know how many videos on Clean Spark. Just come watch them. If you haven't, at least watch one of them. Microgrid stuff. It's just the middleman for a lot of green plays. So like solar, wind, all that. They're the middleman that helps transfer it and keep the energy clean and stored correctly. If Trump wins, you could buy these. I can move on to Mr. Trump now. Coal. Y'all think coal's dead? Do you know what is it about? Let's say a quarter of America still gets their lights turned on because of this. Hardworking dudes here can't just light switch this right now. Coal has been hit very hard and is still just low, and people are just not giving it any love right now. Probably a decent time to buy, right? I know if Biden does get in, that he's going to try to control us and suppress us a little bit. Again, I've talked about it before, but if you don't know, there's ways to clean the coal coming out of the stacks. Ways to do it. All you got to do is just buy a little filter thing that they sell and set it on top. It costs a decent amount of money, but would you rather buy that thing and stay in business and keep all these guys employed, or not? And still help the environment at the same time? I could see that happening, which would be, you know, why not? Maybe they can get a grant for it. Maybe the government will pay for those filters. Why not? They should. How about riot gear? I think if Trump stays in January, I think we're going to get a lot more of this going on. Decent play is DGLY. It's one I see probably talked about the most. It's going to help out with cameras, cops and stuff. There's other plays, any other ones you know in that sector, put it down in the comments. How about fracking of oil and gas? Love this one. This is Dorchester Minerals Lp. DMLP is the ticker. This is a royalty oil and gas play. Sweet deal. It's a super safe oil and gas play if you want to play it from an American side. How about Caba Oil and Gas Corporation? COG, COG ticker. Northeast Pennsylvania king of shale. Low debt compared to others. Produces dry gas. Getting, you know, half of this and half of that. Probably pretty well. How about Texas Pacific Land Trust? Talk about them a little bit. Ticker TPL. These guys own a lot of the west side of Texas. Driven through west side of Texas? Anybody? Put in the comments. How long did it take you? Did you lose your mind? It's a place to pull oil, water, and gas out of the ground. And these guys own a ton of land, and it's a royalty play too. They own the land, and they basically lease it or royalty it out to drillers, pullers. Pretty neat. How about gas stations? Yeah. How about like convenience store gas? Yeah, because that's how they make their money, right? They make money on the Red Bull, the chips, and beef jerky by offering gas. Pretty soon we're all going to have the electric charging stations too, but the gas lures them in. ARKO, or ticker HYAC. I don't know if this is split yet, but this is a really sweet one. If you haven't seen my video on this, take a look at it. This is going to be a sweet long-term play for sure. About volatility. Volatility, I think, is going to fly if Trump stays. Y'all seen a chart like that before? Go from 15 all the way to 140 within a month. You think you might want to be into something like this? I do. Okay. This is one of the best risers I've seen, the best performers when real volatility is in the market. And down the street, this thing likes to fly. You know, you can trade this thing. Watch it. Take a look at it. UVXY is the ticker I play the VIX through. UVXY. That's my favorite. What's your favorite on volatility? If you want more volatility videos, I got them. Look up how to make money when the stock market's going down. Other things to buy, the same stuff that has done well in the last 4 years of big tech. What do you think? I think so. Biden has pledged to raise the corporate tax rate to 28% from 21% that Trump had. Trump lowered it from Obama's 35%. Holy Toledo. Undoing some of the tax cuts implemented under the Trump administration, the former vice president also aims to set a minimum tax of 15% on companies' book income or profits reported to shareholders, and to raise taxes on foreign earnings of U.S. companies located overseas. Two policies that directly impact the U.S. tech sector. A lot more information on that. We could do several videos just on that alone. I think this is really the simplest way to say it, right? What's going to do good in the next 4 years if Trump stays? The same stuff that's done well in the past 4 years, of course. Who told me that? The guy who created and started the International SPAC Station. Have you heard of that? It is a Discord, let's call it like a forum if you don't know what it is. Put a link down in this description. But the guy just started that. He's super smart. His name is, he goes by Last Available Handle. Super smart dude. Keep it simple, right? Same stuff's done well. I don't know though. There's other things like this right here. I can't talk about too much. Fireworks in the form of this stuff. About Lockheed Martin. I think if he stays, we might see some more of these fly, unfortunately. But no matter what, you know, tensions are tough, especially with overseas. And I don't know, can China take another 4 years of it? Because we are suppressing their piggy banks, and they're not happy about it. America is, though, but they're definitely not. How about FNGU? This is the FANG Plus microsectors. What is that? So the FANG is, let's call it like big tech, right? This is an ETN, and this trades on the NYSE, and this includes Tesla, Nvidia, Alibaba, Baidu, Twitter, Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Alphabet. Is there a doubt in your mind that all these companies are not going to do well in the next 10 years? There's not a doubt in my mind. I think they all do well. Here's a way to buy into all of them, 10% of each, and have it super leveraged. How leveraged? It's 3x whatever these do. If you haven't seen my video on these, I did a video, I don't know, like a week ago. Check it out. The video was about talking about ARK, Kathy Wood and ARK, and I was saying some other places you can put your money in, and I like this one. Why? Because the performance is crazy. Okay, we're talking multiples of money. That's why we're here, right? Check that baby out. They're going to do very well. This might not do as well though if Biden gets in, because these guys are the ones who are going to have to pay a lot more. None of them do dividends, so I don't know. Let's see. Big banks, BNKU. This is a 3x long big bank ETN. This one's pretty sweet. So I talked about yesterday, there's an inverse of this one where if banks go down, that one goes up. But This one's the opposite. If bank goes up, these go up. Where were banks before March? About $80. Where are banks now? $12.25. This one is kind of still sketchy though. You know, banks are still going to be hurting for a while because of the loans and the houses and, you know, the whole market as a whole, but it's one to watch. No matter what, they're going to eventually go up. That's what makes the world go round. The banks are the ones who are actually in control. The banks are the one making money right now from the government. With the bond buying, they're the middlemen for it. Every time the government comes in and buys bonds and all that, who makes money right now? Now here's a sector that just never gets any love. Poor American farming, man. How about LAND? Gladstone? Anyone ever heard of that? I've done a couple videos on farming and all that. Check them out if you want to. It's one of my favorite plays, farming. It's going to do very well. Why? Because of international taxing and allocation allowance of moving stuff in and out. The more it costs to import stuff from Mexico and China and all the other countries, the more we are more apt to support American farming. These will do better, continue to do better under Trump. LAND, here's the chart. How's it look? Looks like a good time to buy. Got some lines watching here. Might be decent. Of course, I'd like to get it down in March lows, but I don't think this is going to happen. Unless, well, once we get the next Hulk smash eventually, whenever that happens, sure. I'd be backing the truck up on this. Love this play. Check a look. How about Novus Capital Indoor Farming? App Harvest, you heard of them? Take a look at my video here. This one's going to be sweet. This is like an indoor farming. It's super awesome, sustainable. Love this play too. This could get some love. It needs it. You can buy warrants of these two. A little bit more risk. Where's this sitting? I think it's sitting decent, right? It's gone way up, proven itself all the way up to 420, and now it's sitting at exactly 220. It seems about bottomed out. Could probably draw a line a little bit lower, maybe like 217. But I think this one's gonna be pretty sweet. Any others that y'all think about when I was doing this? Like, oh, I hope he mentions it. I know he's gonna mention, or I didn't. I missed them. Put it down in the comments. Let the rest of us know. Maybe we can jump on those. And if you want, just tell us who you think is gonna win. I think it'll be interesting. So maybe put a comment down there, and whichever one gets the most thumbs up. Let's just see. Let's see where we're at. Who do you guys think is gonna win? I think it's, regardless, America's always going to be good, going to be fine. The world's going to be fine eventually. I just want people to chill out a little bit. You know? Just remember, we all bleed red. We all bleed red. And just love your neighbor, even if they don't agree with your political views. And just vote. Do your homework and vote. If anyone wants to join me, I'm trying to bring back peace. How do we make this cool again? Remember that? Maybe when you start getting a peace shirt, the peace logo, think we can make those cool again? Any other ideas? Let me know. Thanks for supporting the channel. It always helps. Hey, thanks for spreading this around. I've seen you guys doing that. We also got a Patreon that helps the channel out too. If you wouldn't mind giving us a like, even if you didn't like it, it definitely helps out. And y'all have a good rest of the night. Take care.
Did you know that we give away free silver? Simply leave a comment on the video, and as long as you're in the continental United States, you can be automatically entered to win. Please friend us on Twitter and StockTwits.